Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press morning podcasts for April 18th, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. Firstly, in the Middle East, the situation remains complex, with conflicting reports on U.S.-Iran talks and a ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon. President Trump has announced what he calls significant victories, including Iran's agreement to open the Strait of Hormuz and a ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon. However, Iranian officials have denied these claims, and there are indications from Israel that the terms of the ceasefire may not fully meet their military objectives. Secondly, Pope Leo is making his first trip as the head of the Catholic Church to Africa, visiting Angola amidst decades of authoritarian rule and economic inequality. The Pope's message of social justice and reconciliation is expected to resonate with the Angolan people, who have been fighting for democracy and equality since gaining independence in 1975. Lastly, we're following developments in global geopolitics, including criticism of the European Union's handling of press freedom issues in Hungary and the ongoing pursuit of cooperation on space exploration through the NASA and European Space Agency partnership on the Artemis II mission. We'll continue to monitor these stories and provide updates as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and Nanshul and know what's right now. Firstly, we reported on a severe weather outbreak affecting millions of Americans across the Midwest and Plains regions. The storm has caused widespread damage, including tornadoes, flooding, and destructive winds, with over 35 million people at risk. Secondly, in a surprising turn of events, the United States and Iran have made significant progress in their negotiations to recover uranium from Iranian facilities. This marks a crucial step towards a potential lasting deal to end the ongoing conflict. However, concerns remain regarding hidden stockpiles of enriched uranium, which could pose a challenge to the success of the recovery efforts. Lastly, we touched on President Trump's recent comments on Iran and UFOs, where he announced the upcoming release of government files on unexplained aerial phenomena. He also declared the Strait of Hormuz open, a move with significant implications for global trade and energy security. As we continue to monitor these developments, we urge all parties involved to prioritize diplomacy and cooperation, recognizing that peaceful resolutions are in the best interests of both nations and the global community at large. We'll provide updates and analysis on these stories as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskwiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, in the banking sector, the Bank of New York Mellon Corporation and U.S. Bancorp have released their Q1 reports, showcasing broad-based growth and a strong performance in consumer and commercial banking segments. Both banks are leveraging artificial intelligence to drive innovation, simplify complex operations, and improve efficiency. Next, we're taking a look at the Indian stock market, where the Nifty 50 has hit a record high, driven by gains in IT and financial stocks. However, some analysts are warning of potential headwinds ahead, citing concerns over inflation and global economic uncertainty. Lastly, in the art world, Sotheby's is making headlines with impressive sales and strategic financial maneuvers. The auction house has notched a significant sale in Paris, exceeding pre-sale estimates by over 84%, and has introduced measures to manage cash flow more effectively. However, Sotheby's is also navigating some challenges, including a lawsuit filed by Cushman & Wakefield and concerns over potential liquidity issues. And remember, as I always say, don't get caught in the undertow of market volatility. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest news and insights from the AI Daily Press. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, NASA's Artemis. The second mission has made history with its successful crewed flight around the moon. This achievement marks a significant step towards returning humans to the lunar surface and eventually sending them to Mars. In other news, the European Space Agency's Rosalind Franklin rover is set to launch to Mars, thanks to a renewed partnership with NASA. The rover will search for signs of ancient life on the red planet,
equipped with cutting-edge scientific instruments. This mission is a testament to international cooperation and determination in advancing our understanding of the universe. Lastly, a recent study has reaffirmed the timeless wisdom of Newton and Einstein's theories of gravity. By analyzing data from the Atacama Cosmology Telescope and the Sloan Digital Sky Survey, researchers found that the basic rules of gravity are correct even on the largest scales. This study brings us closer to unraveling the secrets of the cosmos, including the mystery of dark matter. These stories remind us of the power of human curiosity, scientific inquiry, and global collaboration in pushing the boundaries of what we know about the universe. We'll be exploring these topics in more depth throughout the day, so now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. The stakes are high, with every possession counting, and fans are eagerly anticipating the outcome of each game. We've seen some exciting offers from BetMGM, providing up to $1,000 in bonus coverage for new users using the promo code FOXSports. This limited-time offer allows bettors to place their wagers with confidence, knowing they have a safety net to fall back on. In terms of team performances, the Detroit Pistons are generating buzz with a talented young core and stout defense that could give top teams trouble. The New York Knicks, meanwhile, face intense pressure to perform, while the Cleveland Cavaliers look to bounce back from a disappointing season. Other teams to watch include the Philadelphia 76ers, who could make noise if Joel Embiid returns to health, and the Timberwolves with their talented roster capable of taking down top teams. Of course, some teams may be in for a rude awakening if they fail to meet expectations, leading to significant changes in the offseason. The NBA playoffs are shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable and exciting tournaments in recent memory. Stay informed and keep the conversation going. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Kurl.
Thank you, Howard. First, we have a remarkable tale of survival and resilience from Alaska, where a group of hikers found themselves stranded in the wilderness after a sudden storm hit. Thanks to their quick thinking and resourcefulness, they were able to navigate through the treacherous terrain and find shelter until help arrived. Next, we're sharing a heartwarming story of kindness and compassion from a small town in the Midwest. A local resident, who wishes to remain anonymous, has been leaving surprise gifts and notes of encouragement on doorsteps throughout the community, spreading joy and positivity wherever they go. Finally, we're highlighting a fascinating story of innovation and entrepreneurship from Silicon Valley, where a young startup is revolutionizing the way we think about sustainable energy. Their cutting-edge technology has the potential to reduce carbon emissions and make renewable energy more accessible to people around the world. These stories showcase the very best of America: resilience, kindness, and innovation. They remind us that even in the darkest moments, there is always hope, and that the human spirit is capable of overcoming any obstacle. Tune in tomorrow for more inspiring stories from across America, and join us on this journey to celebrate the extraordinary aspects of ordinary American life. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Like you, Charles. I'm Joan, and I've got the scoop on what's hot in entertainment. First up, we've got the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony, which is like the Oscars for body slamming and smack talking. Stephanie McMahon is leading the class of inductees, and trust me, it's going to be a wild ride. Next, I dished about Netflix's new vertical video feed, similar to TikTok, because who doesn't love doom scrolling? But seriously, it's all about content discovery, and they're also using AI for recommendations. I'm not sure how I feel about this, darlings. On one hand, it's convenient, but on the other hand, don't we risk losing that human touch? And finally, I talked about the fabulous world of fashion and entertainment, including the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony and Netflix's latest moves. From wrestling superstars to streaming giants, it's all about the drama, darling. Stay fabulous, and I'll see you in the next edition of the AI Daily Press. Face it, darling, the future of entertainment is looking more and more like a TikTok feed. Oh, come on! Now for the latest in nature and environment. Here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we explored the incredible story of the Pacific pocket mouse, where conservation efforts are underway to increase genetic diversity and enhance resilience to climate change. This remarkable tale highlights the importance of protecting genetic diversity within species and the delicate balance between conservation and adaptation. Next, we delved into the world of healthcare AI, where despite the hype, few companies have successfully brought treatments to market. We discussed the need for rigorous testing, rich patient data, and clinical trials to create AI-driven solutions that truly make a difference in patients' lives. Lastly, we touched on the fascinating story of the Titan arum, also known as the corpse flower, which recently bloomed at a botanical garden, attracting thousands of visitors. Unfortunately, this article wasn't provided, so let's move on to our final topic. We also looked at the unique characteristics of the Titan arum's bloom and its significance in the plant kingdom. However, since we didn't have that article, let's focus on the first two stories instead. In conclusion, today's topics highlight the importance of conservation, responsible innovation, and rigorous testing in various fields. Tune in tomorrow for more news and insights from the world of AI, conservation, and beyond. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.